Hey everybody, Felix Staffelbaker here. I wanted to make an EOS Blackboard discussions about my EOS price prediction for the end of the year. Now it's important to know this is just for me. This is just for me to be able to look back at the end of this year and see how accurate I was. Don't take this as financial advice. I'm simply doing this as a thought experiment for myself and to just really show what I believe EOS is capable of. So if we look at the global assets that we can publicly calculate right now, we can look and see that low yielding bonds are $234 trillion right now in the market. And if we look at real estate as a whole, it's $228 trillion right now. The global stock market has over 95 trillion locked up in it. If we go to government bonds, that's over $20 trillion. And we could see that ever since the Bank of England was created over 300 years ago, we're actually in a bull run, the longest in history for bonds, and they're completely overvalued. And we're in the all-time high bull market for bonds in the U.S. as well for over 240 years, and at some point those are going to have to come back down and correct and become their true worth again. And then we see that fine art is over $17 trillion in the global market. And we've got gold, which is $10 trillion right now, and expect that to be bleeding out into stronger assets at some point. And then we've got over $5 trillion locked up in things like cars and collectibles and things of that nature. If we look over here, this is Bitcoin. This is $845 billion. It's so much smaller than all of these that it would not take very much for any one of these global asset classes to bleed out a little bit into Bitcoin and cause Bitcoin to become a global asset of this scale. And basically any money that's in any of these assets have the ability and the liquidity to be able to go into Bitcoin, and with not as much I think friction as people want to maybe think that is going on. And then if we look over here, this little dot, I'll actually get closer so you can see it. This little dot up in the corner is EOS, sitting at $4 billion market cap. I mean, that just blows my mind. When you look at that, and look at that compared to the scale of, say, bonds, that why are anybody messing with that? It's insane. I mean, the amount of money that is able to flow into new assets like Bitcoin and EOS is unlimited. Unlimited. It wouldn't take anything for some of this stuff to bleed out into these assets, because these are weak assets like this. The stock market is very weak as far as fundamentals and technicals and all that goes. If some of that started bleeding into EOS or Bitcoin, both of those could easily be in the trillions of dollars in a matter of no time. And, I mean, the rate at which money could flow into something like EOS, the liquidity is insane. I mean, it's just blowing my mind right now that I can't even have a clear thought about it to explain it, because it's just like, look at this. Look how much money is able to flow into these assets. And, I see at the peak, the whole crypto market could be $10 to $15 trillion at the peak of this bull run. And I don't think that's out of the question at all. And with the SEC coming down on things like Ripple and potentially Ethereum in the future being a security, for switching from proof of work to proof of stake, all of the money wouldn't be going into those type of cryptos. They'd be going into these type of cryptos. So I could see at a 10 to 15 trillion dollar market cap for the whole crypto space, I could easily see EOS capturing 2 to 5 trillion of that, which would put EOS at, if EOS hit a 2 to 5 trillion dollar market cap, that would be 2 to 5K. So, $2,000 to $5,000 is a very reasonable price for EOS at the peak of this bull run, simply because when you look at the global money available in assets, they like to go to strong assets that once people realize what EOS is, and I'm talking about retail, institutions already know, hedge funds already know, all the people who need to know, the co-founder of PayPal and then one of the board of directors of Google, Peter Thiel, has been involved with EOS since the very beginning. The money knows where the money goes, and they're going to go to EOS. They just haven't projected their hand. They haven't played it yet because they're waiting on the script to flip. And that's a video for a different time. But basically my prediction is that if the whole crypto market space has a 10 to 15 trillion dollar market cap, I could easily see EOS capturing 2 to 5 trillion dollars, giving it a valuation of $2,000 to $5,000 per token. That is per token, and I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility whatsoever. And people doubting it or laughing right now watching the video, come back and watch this in a year and see what's going on. So I just want to put that out there and encourage people that this is not financial advice. Don't invest based on this video, but understand where we're at in the globe of finance, of markets, of cycles, of bubbles, of everything, and realize what's about to take place. And you can, I think, have a very good opportunity to change your financial future. So I just want to put that out there. Stoffel Baker out.